Here at CU Boulder, it is clear that there's a huge segregation between men's and women's sports. When I tried to research this issue, I wanted to talk to officials and people responsible for the advertising for the football team, and no one wanted to give me a budget of how much money they spend, because we all know it's a lot more than what they spend on the women's teams. Just by looking at the crowds of football games and women's basketball games, you can tell there's a clear popularity difference. I interviewed two students here at CU, one being a female athlete and the other being a male spectator, and I asked them what they thought about the issue and what they think that could be done about this.
Start off with telling us your name.
So my name's Sophie Castillo.
What year are you in and what's your major?
I'm a sophomore and I'm a broadcast journalism major.
Awesome. And what sport do you play here at CU and what's your position?
I play lacrosse for Colorado and I play attack.
Alright, and how is it being on a sports team here at CU and what are some of your best moments?
Being on a sports team here, it's pretty awesome. I'd say the best part about it is traveling when you're in season. It's really cool to go different places. We're in California half of the year, and just getting to spend time with our team and going different places is awesome.
Sweet. And are you aware of the gender segregation and popularity within sports here at CU?
Unfortunately, yes, it's pretty obvious. I mean, playing lacrosse here opposed to playing football is totally different. They have way more fans, way more apparel being sold and everything like that.
And do some of these things personally affect you? Do you notice this issue when you play sports, when you play lacrosse?
Yeah, I try not to let it personally affect me, but it definitely does. I mean, just at our games, when you look over to the sidelines and there's no fans there because it's a girls lacrosse game, it obviously kind of stinks, but it's always been like that. I'm kind of used to it by now.
So do you think that has to do with the fact that they promote football, men's and basketball and football more than the women's sports? How does it make you feel to be a female athlete here at CU?
I think they try to put it out there. I mean, there's definitely flyers that go around and emails saying that there's a lacrosse game or a soccer game for the girls, but when you look at game day here for a football game opposed to game day for us, it's really not known to the public. So it definitely...
And why do you think that is? Because...
I just feel like it's always been that way. Just you think of high school games, you think of professional games, the boys team just, maybe they're more competitive. I don't know. There's something that's always been that way.
Right. Have you noticed more spectators? So you're a sophomore, right?
Yes.
So have you noticed more spectators over the last year than the year before coming to your games?
Honestly, not really.
Not really?
Our parents come to most of them, but other than that, unless your personal friends come, you don't really see a big fan base from CU at the female games as much.
If you could change one thing about this, what would you change and how would you do that? About this segregation and popularity of sports?
I would just make it more well known that there's more teams here than just the football and the basketball team. I think if people actually came to a girls lacrosse game or a girls soccer game or anything like that, they'd realize it's not as bad as they think it is. They could even do more advertising for girls sports. You look in the bookstore, there's football, there's basketball, but there's maybe one lacrosse shirt or something, so.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good.
Awesome. So tell us your name, your year, and your major.
My name is Matthew Foyer. I'm an advertising major and I'm a junior.
Awesome. Are you aware of the gender segregation and popularity within sports here at CU?
Absolutely. It's no contest. The amount of money and time that they put into the football program here over, other sports, it's kind of very disproportional. And, we pay a lot of money to go to those games, and a lot of the women's games, it's they offer us free food to go to them.
Yeah. So, what do you think the main reason is there's such a big, gap?
I think the male sports are more profitable, so they put the money where the money is going to be made.
What do you think is something they could do about this?
maybe more devoted kind of networks and stuff, like TV networks, to more women's sports, because that's where a lot of the revenue comes in, is a lot of the news and ESPN that come and film the games and put them on live. So maybe we could get some kind of media interest.
Sweet. Thank you.
Michelle.